Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of We Are Still Obsessed with Final Fantasy, even though the game is old as hell. And you don't care because it's a good game, and good games are immortal. At least that's how I like to think about it. I'm your host and friendly neighborhood, Zach Stad Pearson, and today I'm joined by the last free man to grace Virginia, Akori Troy VA.
How's it going?
And of course, our staples and legacy characters that can never be DLC. The Wakandan ambassador to the United States military, a one Michael Dat Hill.
Giant robot.
And of course, the classical limited edition Ish 9000 plus one.
Hey, how you doing?
Alright, so if it wasn't obvious from the video title, we'll be going over some of the combat analysis. And no, not just the wait mode bullshit that I don't understand why everyone cares so much about, even though it wasn't a fucking secret back at E3. We're going to be talking about all of the combat and just analyzing the video, but playing a keen eye on combat. So right now, we're all going to start the trailer when I count to 3 and say the word start. Because if we tried to stream it, shit would look ugly. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Okay. Here's something I'm kind of curious about. That's a machine. That's not a living creature, right?
Yeah.
Did-
Yeah, it's a machine.
Why does it have glowing red eyeballs? Did anybody catch that?
Probably for intimidation's factor.
But no one can see the eyeballs from the front. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I wouldn't put it past them to try to mess around with fucking living creatures, organisms on a biological level. Let's not forget one of the bosses in the game is a Triceratops connected to a fucking tank somehow. That was fucking disturbing. People keep forgetting that boss.
Forget Hojo's a madman.
Yeah, I'm actually curious if he did that one. All right, start it back up. Oh, for the record, the person playing this game, producer of Final Fantasy VII.
Kitase?
Yep. Those are his manly yet effeminate hands. Oh shit, they actually got bullet shells on the ground. Oh, and here's that feature. Oh, and here's that special feature that everyone somehow forgot existed while they were watching the E3 demonstration called Wait Mode. It slows things down. Literally has no significant importance as far as I'm concerned. I'm not manually slowing this down. For those of you watching and don't know what this is, it's in-game. See, that's him right there talking on the bottom right of the screen.
Yup.
All right, pause. Okay, so I don't know if anybody caught that, but they actually, I don't know if you would consider it a downgrade or maybe an upgrade, but some limit breaks aren't limit breaks anymore. They're normal attacks or they're special attacks that don't count as limit breaks. I don't know what you would call that necessarily, but before the flamethrower came out, I'm gonna go back to it real quick. Let's see, it's gonna load up on 1 minute and yeah, go to 1 minute and 13 seconds. Okay, so if you watch that little section right there, he actually just did Braver, And as you notice in the bottom right hand corner, his limit break gauge ain't on shit. So
I guess they made it like a power attack, I guess.
I don't know, but there is a new system, but I can't figure out how to understand it. Damn. Cloud ain't got no ass. His shit is flatter than mine, and that's saying something. Okay, picking back up at 1 minute, 20 seconds. And 1, 2, 3, start. Corey, that whole combo string he just did, you didn't see that in the demo, did you?
I think I did.
Okay, but did you notice that he wasn't rapidly pressing the button?
I think you can hold the button down.
I am curious how early in the game this is when everybody's magic doesn't even go into the triple digits. All right, stop. Okay. Now, if y'all stopped at around 1 minute 55 seconds, y'all see that English indicator on the enemy that says heat?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think that that's an necessarily elemental ability or an elemental status effect.
No, it's a stagger gauge.
That's what I was thinking. But the thing is that
It's a stagger thing.
I know, but here's the thing. There are different versions of that with different English words on it that do different things.
Oh, you're saying like burst?
Yeah, like just, okay, so we haven't gotten to the other part yet, but when you're fighting the app monster in the sewer, Ifrit can heat that motherfucker up. But it said like burn or something. But here's Cloud fighting with his normal weapon, no elemental infusion, and it's saying heat. Not overheat, just heat. So
I think it could just be a translation thing.
well, I mean, this is an E3 presentation, so if there's one thing that's going to happen, they're going to make sure their shit's correct. Also, if you look at the...
I think I might know what it is.
Cool. If you look at the bottom right-hand corner, the first thing you're going to notice is that everything on the right-hand side of the screen is in English, and they got it accurate. So I feel like this is pretty far into development. Now, what did you want to say, Matt?
I think it might be something that differs depending on the enemy you're fighting. Like what type of stagger you do.
Oh, like if you find their weakness, you can access their stagger, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can
Which,
see that.
so long as they don't make that shit a mandatory thing, like with fucking Final Fantasy, like with fucking Final Fantasy 13, yeah.
A game so terrible, it's even hard to say. That aside, yeah, I think that that's what they're doing, but the difference is that you're going to want to do it because it's going to happen and it's going to create situations where you can wail on the enemy. We haven't gotten to the apps fight, but like I said, you're going to notice when he staggers and shit like that, I think it even increases your damage. All right, picking up from 1 minute 55. 1, 2, 3, start. See, now it says burst.
Yep.
It's got to be a translation thing.
But now look at it. I think that number means that that's an attack amplification. Let's look at how much damage he takes when he does a normal attack real quick. Yeah, I think when you stagger someone in here, it still has the multiplication effect, like in 13. But unlike that unlucky number, what happens now is you just get free damage and they can't block and a reduction in their defense, I'm thinking. What the fuck? The number 3 just popped out of him. Oh, that's right. Barrett's hitting him on the other side. Okay. 327, 35, 24, 14, 37, 25, 64, 64. All right, now I'm gonna stop real quick on my end, and I'm gonna go back to the point before when he was hitting them and he didn't have the stagger, just to see if I am seeing damage multiplication. Yeah, it looks like when you get them in that state, it does do damage multiplication. Most of Cloud's attacks before he did that was doing less than 30 damage, around 22 to 27. But afterwards, he was doing 30s, and if he did a special attack, it was doing triple digits, albeit low. Okay, where did we leave off on? 355?
What? No, it was 309.
309. Okay, starting back up at 301. 1, 2, 3, start. Damn, 64 damage? Yeah, this is 64 damage. Yeah, this is totally fucking a damage multiplier. Okay, so we know that 160 was probably the amount of damage he was having an increase for, I think.
Yeah, so you're doing 60% more damage.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the 1 needs to be there, but math is math. It's not my specialty anyway. Okay, so I think when the camera slows down and doesn't turn blue, that's a critical move. Because if you notice, the sparks look a little bigger sometimes when he swings it. Or it could just be, since it's a finishing or the end of a combo, they make it look a little bit more flashy, literally. I don't know yet. I'm not really sure how criticals are handled yet.
The hit sparks look really good.
So true. By the way,
Yo.
Who here is actually going to use wait mode?
From what I played, I might use it a little bit, but if I just want the game to move faster, I'll probably put everything on like shortcuts.
Pussies.
Only,
oh shit! Sorry, something stuck in my
I'll
throat.
only really use the wait mode as a means to coordinate casting multiple magic spells at once.
Pussies. Oh shit! Sounds like a ghost. I really am kind of sad that even if it's a guest star character, I wanted Jesse and the crew to be playable because, I mean, spoilers for an old game that's not really spoilers. Since all these mugs die, I kind of wanted to spend actual combat time with them, We spend time with Aerith. She dies. Why not Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge?
They die faster.
And if I don't know if anyone knows, but she's one of the most appropriately Jess characters in the whole game. Jess has on nothing but armor. Although it does look kind of weird seeing her go down the street. No one says shit to her about her outfit, but everybody else is running around with all types of shit. Barrett's gun arm is always out. People can see it. You can't miss it. Cloud has a 5.5, if not more, foot long sword, and he's just not even got the shit in the sheath. Tifa, okay, you're Tifa, give you the benefit of the doubt. People probably never made it past your face, but also the gauntlets. Unless you get the claw gauntlets, I don't see anybody giving you shit about them, or maybe making a Wolverine joke or two. Fucking Aerith, I really want to know where the hell she's hiding that rod at. Because all the characters wear their weapons in real time. So where the fuck was Aerith's rod at in the cutscenes?
At the very least, if Vincent's wielding a handgun, he can hide that shit.
Yeah, he got a whole entire fucking cloak.
But Vincent's not going to be around until probably like part 3 or 4 of this year.
I wouldn't be surprised if the game stops right when you find Vincent. Like, instead of making it a secret you can miss, now you actually have to get him. Oh yeah, I love this part. Cloud runs into the corner and basically his whole rib cage gets Tourette's syndrome. that like it looked so scary at first. I thought my computer glitched. I'm like, oh no, that's in game. Then just to fuck around, I slowed it down. Man, it was actually very creepy. Yeah, somehow Cloud has air combos. Hey, I'm not about to bitch. I'm still just.
When you get really close.
I'm just really still kind of mad there's no fucking jump button. Come on, the characters move around in the air during certain combos, case in point, but you can't put in a fucking jump button. I mean, Barrett ain't gonna have a use for a jump button, but Cloud, Tifa, Yuffie, Nanaki, pretty much everybody except Barrett can use a jump button. Fucking Sid has a special move that's called Jump. The laziest name I've ever seen for a special move, but hey, I fucking love you, Sid. I feel like Sid is me if he hated life.
I wonder what his last limit break's gonna look like in this.
I'm kind of curious about that too. That's the one where he runs around the stage and creates a dust cloud. Pause.
What? No.
Can we just take time to appreciate how disturbingly epic the fabric on these characters look? I know it's 1080, but I can actually make out denim wave fiber on Barrett's coat, which everybody thought was leather. I don't really give a shit about Cloud's turtleneck. I've seen Cloud be remade 1 billion times at this point. Barrett's hairstyle, okay, you know, I know a couple Mexican dudes that'll rock that shit pretty well. But this also makes me wonder, why the hell does he have sunglasses? Who is he hiding from with a big ass gun arm? Like, he looks cool and perfectly designed as far as that mix between middle-aged man, but middle-aged man who is also angry. Also, I'm not seeing things right. Barrett has a fucking earring on, right?
Yo, left ear.
Man's got that bling.
Like, they did such a good job. I think maybe it's because, and you know, this may make me sound old, but 2 of you motherfuckers don't know what it's like. But I think the reason that people look at the new characters so much and scrutinize them is because they're the ones who we've seen have the least amount of reappearances. If you really stop and think about it, Final Fantasy VII, Itagaki Street Special, don't ask, Advent Children, it's the only time you see, oh wait, and bullshit crossover opera Omnia. Those are the only times you've seen Barrett. And this is the first time he got the Cloud treatment, which I know sounds kind of weird to say. But I see a Cloud, I see a Tifa, I see an Aerith. I'm just like, oh, they changed the color a little bit. Oh, he has less screws in his armor. Oh, they got rid of the holes in the armor. Like, oh, okay. I almost feel nothing. I'm looking at Cloud right now, and I'm more concerned with how many times they're going to fuck around with his sword than I am him. But when I look at Barrett, I'm blown away and impressed, but I'm just like, damn, they should have fucking remade Barrett and put him in something a long time ago. I would love to see Barrett in Kingdom Hearts. That would be fucking hilarious.
But Kingdom Hearts doesn't have any more Final Fantasy characters in it.
Which is why Kingdom Hearts no longer exists to me.
Exactly. But yeah, I think Sid's last limit break was the one where he summons a bunch of missiles from the island.
I'm going to have to look that up later because I'm not even sure anymore what Sid's final limit break is. I did use Sid. Don't get me wrong. It was just that, you know how it is. The more, the higher on the scale your limit breaks are, the longer it takes to build them up.
Yep.
So I probably only did his like once because I noticed there was a dramatic damage drop off as compared to some other limit breaks. But yeah, Sid got some funny limit breaks in the level 2 and level 3 range. What I am curious though, you guys think that Revis is actually, you know, gonna show up for more than one cutscene? Because the main reason people forget who Revis is because you only see him twice in the entire game on screen. You always see Kate Sith.
Yeah, true.
Still not sure why Kate Sith has some fucked up Scottish type accent in English. It made no fucking sense. Like, legit, no fucking sense. Put that aside, yeah. Okay, I'm at 809 right now. We're gonna go ahead and continue. 1, 2, 3, start. Real-time difficulty change. I rebuke you.
Classic.
Yeah, it's a slow-mo bullshit.
Wait, what do you mean slow-mo bullshit?
They named it classic mode. So turning that on activates it. That's the difficulty setting, but also gameplay style. Classic is the slow-mo, easy is difficulty, and normal
Classic's
is difficulty.
Not slow-mo.
It's classic is slow mode. Wait mode
it's not.
is wait mode.
Instead of your bar, your ATB automatically refills. In ATB, you have to build the ATB gauge. Also, in Classic, the game automatically plays itself.
So then where the fuck do you select wait mode at?
Wait, what did you ask?
Then where do you do or activate wait mode at? Do you only turn it on
in the middle of gameplay? You activate the commands when you want. You're allowed to overdrive the gameplay. Like you can be like, okay, I'm gonna take control, and then you'll make the moves. But the game will play itself.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What?
Yeah,
No, I'm saying where do you go, or where is the option to turn on wait mode? If that's not it.
Just when you press X during gameplay.
Okay. So fucking normal is normal. You know, you play the game, AIs do what they can, and you gotta wait for gauge to build up as you fight or waste time, blah blah blah. And what did you say classic mode is?
Classic is the characters will move, attack, guard, they'll do everything on their own. And then when you want to make a move or like just take control, you just do whatever you want.
How the fuck is that classic? That sounds like automatic.
It pretty much is like an automatic. It's just a really easy mode.
Yes, that's why it's above easy.
That's fucking depressing. What the fuck?
Yeah, like a normal is just an action game. Classic is like just watching a game.
Okay, that scene still doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That thing jumped onto the wall. Nobody heard it and it didn't make a sound. But Cloud senses something. And then all of a sudden it just appears. Like, what the fuck was that? Okay, so this is an explaining classic mode. Okay, well, we already know what happens at this part. So I'm going to scrub through the footage till we get to the other boss fight, okay?
Actually, the footage that's playing right now is classic. You see how he's not touching the controller?
Yeah, that's what I just said. He's explaining classic and shit.
Making sure.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to scrub through to see what that fight is. Okay, it's not in this video. Well, I'm going to go find another video that's got that footage real quick. You guys see the link?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
All right, let me know when you all ready.
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 You good, Hill?
Yeah, he's got a slice of pizza.
Damn it, now I'm about to order a fucking pizza. Oh, wait, no, I have DiGiorno. Okay, 1, 2, 3, start. This is an ugly motherfucker, let me just say.
It's like a Bloodborne character.
Damn it, I wanted to say that, but you're right.
Hell, there's a lot of dodging just like...
Pause. Pause. Dear sweet God, Tifa hits so fucking fast. I don't know if anybody noticed, but all that shit she just did, that's not a special attack. I just looked at I tried to count it off in my head. I think she just did a 9 or 10 hit normal attack combo. I'm gonna go back and slow that down and replay it just to see what the count was before she stopped. Don't mind me.
All that was done in a second too.
Okay, I'm about to count. Immediately switched over to Tifa. He's like, nah, fuck Cloud. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the triangle attack, though. I think her normal is a 7 hitter. Holy shit. All right. All right, picking back up at 15 seconds. Trying to get that shortcut. Ooh. Hey, stop at 20 seconds. Okay. Yo. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. Because she does random color changes with her hands and feet. So far, I've seen red, I've seen yellow, and I've seen blue. Here's what I'm thinking. I think that blue increases her defense. I mean, not blue, sorry. Yellow hands increase that defense. And red is her pacifist stance. She will pass you a fist and it'll do more damage. Because if you look, she has to go into her shortcut menu on the bottom left-hand side of the screen just to go into those stances. Which is crazy to think about, because that means that, theoretically, she could modify the damage on her limit breaks, too.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Picking up at 21 seconds. 1, 2, 3, start. Jesus, it's like her normal combo has no limit. I just counted all that and it ended differently. I'm just like, come on, girl. Yeah, see, she has blue hand, gold hand, and red. But is it triggered by the attack and then she can keep it if she's in a stance? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little confused with Aerith gameplay. Like,
looks like it's all range stacked.
Which is weird, but I don't know. It doesn't look like it took from her magic gauge. So I'm thinking maybe she can throw off energy or something with her bow staff with her triangle attacks. Which would mean that
probably.
she's got the best of all worlds. She's a close range and she's a short range and she can heal, which is fucking crazy to think about. See that? Oh my God, that is so fucking crazy. Y'all saw that, right? Tifa literally just jumped on one leg and then all of a sudden she's going across the screen. Okay, there's the heat gauge again, which is weird because they're going to summon Ifrit. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I think red is some type of attack damage increaser, if not a combat style changer. Because remember, there's actually a combat style changer too, but we don't know everybody's style shifts. We just know Cloud has Punisher mode. And Tifa has something called Omni Bash. Not to be confused with Omni Slash. Damn, that is a cool limit break. Okay, so gold is defense. Red is attack. I can't figure out what blue is. Did anybody figure out what blue does?
Maybe blue.
If it's like Final Fantasy.
What'd you say, Hill?
I'm saying if it's like what they did for Final Fantasy 14, she did Fist of the Earth, Fist of the Wind, and Fist of the Fire.
What the fuck? Tifa's in Final Fantasy
Attack
14?
speed. No, but her abilities are, because I would do the same thing in 14.
What color was wind?
Wind was blue, Earth is orange, and then Fire is red.
Are those the only three? I thought there was four.
Those are the ones I remember.
Yeah, a lot of people keep telling me to play Final Fantasy 14, you'll fall in love, blah, 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 blah. But look, I can play an MMO. I do play an MMO, but when I have a screen that has literally over 40 objects on at all times, even if I can turn them off and they're essential things, that's too much clutter for me. Like, I've actually seen people play Final Fantasy 14 at E3 with custom computers and specific characters. There's like 40 items on screen. I sat there and counted. Some of them are hotkeys. Some of them are map icons. Some of them are just shortcuts. And some of them are just cooldown notifications. I'm just like, and this is on when you're standing still, not fighting an enemy. Oh yeah, something else I noticed. Yo, guy, I think all magic attacks have built-in homing now. Or rather, they have built-in homing because you don't have to steer anything. I'm still kind of mad that they gave Ifrit belt buckles. Like, what the fuck is he going to do with those? And they put him on his legs like I wasn't going to catch that shit. He's not wearing shoes. Okay, Tifa. See that shit? That's somersault. Like her level 1, very most basic limit break. Most basic of the basic. Cross slash, which is an officially still a limit break. But apparently, I don't think it comes with any status effects now.
Yeah, the paralyze was fun.
Now, here's something I'm curious about. Okay, so the summons have a gauge that stays until they go. But this super attack thing he's doing, is that something you can do at any time and it burns up the gauge? Or is it automatic after the gauge is spent?
I think it's automatic after the gauge.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to note that purple materia are now officially coming back. I don't care about you, Astalia. Go away, Astalia. Purple materia are officially coming back, which people weren't sure about based on what they did, but I'm not sure if we saw Cloud use that purple materia the whole fight. I know Tifa has on a command materia, and that's about it.
Makes you wonder, yeah.
Yeah, because purple was like stuff that happens before a battle or automatically happens within a battle as like passive abilities, like cover. Automatically go into defense or guard for another character and take the blow with reduced damage.
Or increasing stats.
And then preemptive strike, where you could literally start a battle with a chance of having your enemy not know that you're there. I mean, I guess that would count as like a stealth material at some point. But I mean, see, this footage is really good, but my problem that I have with it, and I'm just gonna replay it for shits and giggles. My problem with it is just the fact that everything on the right is in English, but everything on the left is in Japanese. Now, obviously, this is Tokyo Game Show, so everything you see is going to be in Japanese. But why don't they, have a translated version of this shit up? The English Final Fantasy Remake is linking to all these Japanese videos, but I still want to know what Tifa's commands and shortcuts, because it looked like she was going through stances. Real talk.
It did look like that, yeah.
All right, so I I guess we'll start off with Hill. Okay, what you think about the combat? What are your questions, and what do you want to see changed and shit?
I like the flowing combat they're implementing now. It kind of reminds me somewhat of Dissidia, where it's more of an active instead of a waiting type deal. Granted, you can also slow it down just in case there's a lot of things you need to adjust, a lot of information, a lot of stat changes too. I wonder how the tutorials are going to go for this as well. Because there is because this is a drastic difference from what it was.
Hey, Hill, you gotta wait till you finish your full sentence before you let go of the button by at least a second, because you keep cutting yourself off. But I get what you're saying. How you feel about Aerith combat, though?
The mix between the magic and the melee is pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of the triple nunchucks you get from Devil May Cry 5 with the different elements with it.
I fucking knew you was gonna say that. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. All right, what about you, Corey? What do you like or want to see changed in the combat?
I don't know. I think it looks really good. All the animations look really, they all hit hard. I just want to see more about the command materias, like steel or enemy skill. I wonder how all that stuff is going to work. So, overall, I think the game looks really good, and I'm still really excited.
All right, what about you, officer?
Yeah, I kind of agree with the enemy skill thing, because I remember that was probably the most interesting of the command materials. I wonder how they're going to have it work, because I remember in the original game it had it where you had to get hit by the skill in order to get it, but how are they going to do it in this one? That and, also the how are they going to incorporate the purple materia, the support materia? I mean, aside from just general, hey, these materia boost your stats.
That may be all it
like
does.
Increasing health or MP.
Okay. All right, so here's something I'm curious about, or that I've noticed. So, I'm rewatching this in slow motion just because I can. Probably going to watch it normal speed about 10 billion more times, too. I'm allowed to. I've been waiting for this. But here's something I found a bit interesting. So, when Tifa goes into her... I don't know what this mode is, but it's not a stance. It's more like a mode shift, because we know Cloud has the Punisher mode. So I'm thinking that, Tifa, she just has to activate those stances. But here's something I noticed. When she does her triangle attacks, her fists and feet change different colors depending on the move. So sometimes it's the red, the gold, or the blue. So that happens even without the stances. But when she went into that technique where she hopped on her feet and jumped around like her ass was Bruce Lee, and she somehow defied logic and started air dashing in and out of that and doing attacks, she was on a timed meter that was shrinking, but the meter wasn't on the right. It was her triangle button. Her triangle button had a meter that was slowly shrinking. I'm going to see if I can go down to the time frame for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, go to 1 minute 30 seconds. Slow it down a little bit and look on the left side of the screen where her triangle button is. You see, she got some meter that keeps going down as she's doing those triangle moves. You see it?
Yeah, right under her name.
No, on the left. Left menu. And you're not pressing any buttons when that happens. All of that technique was automatic, except for the dive kick at the end. So I'm trying to figure out if she's already got stances, what is that shit? Because when she activates red, she does like a hand motion. When she activated blue, it only came out at the end of a technique or a limit break. And when she went into gold, she had her guard up like she was boxing. So I'm just trying to figure out, is that like the meter for those stances, or is that something different? Because when she did that move, they weren't pressing any attack buttons. Also, there's
That's a good question.
and there's a special attack or a special effect called Involve. I don't know what it means or it can do, but I noticed it. Let me see if I can pull back the time frame for it.
All right, well, I gotta get going for now.
Okay.
It was fun, gents. Ladies.
Oh, okay. I think the Involve status is when your character is doing something. One of the AIs is doing something, so it can't do what you're requesting for it to do. I think. Set it back to like 130. And when Tifa's in the right-hand side of the screen, just look at Tifa and you're going to see the word Involve pop up above her head. She's too far away to tell what it's for. But that's the only thing I can think of, because that seems very unusual. Like if they want to say invulnerable, that would be one thing. And even if you did an abbreviation, it wouldn't be that way. Let's see when this shit pops up. Okay, it pops up at 1 minute 54 seconds. So obviously go like 10 or 15 seconds before that. I don't know what that's for. Or is it above Aerith because they're both lined up in that screen right there? I can't figure out what it means. Did you find it? Hello?
I'm just following your screen. The quality got better.
What the fuck? Okay, didn't see that coming. Thanks, Comcast, I guess. Well, let me go back to it for you. Okay, it's probably because it's in slow motion where I look so much better. All right, so it's gonna pan over to Cloud right here. Now what's gonna happen is Tifa's still gonna be doing her damage as best she can, staying in red mode, but Cloud's gonna back away. Aerith starts charging a special attack, but Tifa's still in the back right hand corner hitting this dude. But then the word Involve shows up. I'm gonna try to pause it when it shows up.
I saw what you meant earlier. I think it's because, like, well, yeah, she's doing an action, so she can't do anything.
That might be an actual Japanese typo. They can keep the word involved, but they got to add the D to it, like involved, or, occupied, busy, something like that. This motherfucker has a purple tongue. Ugh. Like, I like the color purple, but not when it's a tongue. Okay, so that definitely is a new limit break. I feel like they're going to call it something...
Special attack.
Huh? What'd you say?
I'm pretty sure that was a special attack.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much all I noticed. The only thing I would like to see them change or at least work on. Hold on, slight mic adjustment. The only thing I would like to see them change or fucking work on is how they go about unison attacks. Now, we all know because, well, Max told us that one of the people that worked on the game told him, like, you haven't seen what we've taken away from the combat. We didn't even show you guys half of your abilities at E3. But abilities is a very nebulous term, you know, especially in the world of RPGs. Abilities can be a special attack or a status effect, something like that. Also, I'm curious how Cloud or how you activate limits in this game, because if you look at the bottom right on the screen, you see on that small dot, that means that someone has a summon out on the right hand side, but Cloud didn't have a red materia in his weapon. So where was he keeping that? Damn, I can't wait till we get translations for this shit. But yeah. I think I'm gonna play Aerith and Tifa the most. Then again, to be fair, I mean, there's only 4 characters, so only one person is getting left out. And they still haven't confirmed if you can have 4 people on screen at once fighting on your side. Which, it's not traditional, but to be fair, I don't think anyone's gonna care. Like, I legit don't. Final Fantasy 15 had 4 people on screen at all times. It's not like it's impossible or unheard of. Okay, well, with that being said, yeah. You know, I don't think we're going to get any more things that are this level of important or cool in the near future. At best, I would just speculate that that new first-class soldier looks a little too much like Lotz from Advent Children. So this may be their way of incorporating them into the game, because if you stop and think about it, first-class soldier as a rank never stopped existing. So if Cloud's gone, Genesis gone, and I mean not Genesis, Cloud, Angeal, and Sephiroth are gone, who are the current first-class soldiers? And that was a question I had, you know, even after as early as my second playthrough with this game. So I don't mind a new addition if it's a boss, you know?
It's probably just a bunch of crazy-ass, superhero-styled soldier.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. I really wouldn't. But that aside, all right. I'm going to start rendering this out, and you guys enjoy your day.